Today we're going to talk about Mr. Abraham Lincoln. So does anyone know who's Abraham Lincoln? Who is he? Huh?
American citizen.
American citizen. Okay, this guy, Abraham Lincoln, is actually the 16th president for the United States. He was born in Hortonville, Kentucky. Lincoln grew up on the western frontier in Kentucky and in Indiana, sorry. He is largely self-educated and he became a lawyer. Abraham Lincoln was born on the February of 12th, 1809, as the second child of Thomas and Nancy Hanks Lincoln. He had two siblings, Sarah and Thomas, who died during infancy. The one boy died during infancy. Okay, the next thing, Lincoln led the United States through the American Civil War. It was one of the bloodiest war and perhaps one of the greatest moral, constitutional and political crises. In doing so, he preserved the Union, abolished slavery. At that time, black slavery was like the main thing going on around the world. Like people from like Europe countries, they come to Africa and they take slaves to work in their country. And he was one of the main men who demolished slavery. He strengthened the federal government and modernized the economy.
For the justification why we choose Abraham Lincoln, because first of all he was politically successful, and next he was a great leader, and he was a lawyer too. He has got almost around 151 cases. Especially he was doing solving the transportation cases and everything. And for the main council, he was attending in 51 cases, and among them 31 was on behalf of him. And he was a grower and a learner, and also charitable. Abraham Lincoln was born in a very poor family. Instead, he was very, very broad-minded, and all the time he was participating in the social works and everything.
Abraham Lincoln was born to Thomas and Nancy Hanks Lincoln. He was born in Kentucky, US. When he was older, he got married to Mary Todd Lincoln, and he had 4 children: Robert Lincoln, Edward Lincoln, Willie Lincoln, Ted Lincoln. It's the Lincoln family.
And now I would like to explain about Lincoln's participation in United States House of Representatives. It's a political party. However, he was nominated in 1843, where he has an opposition whose name was John Jihadi. And unfortunately, he failed in 1843, where he lost to him. So, after years of trying, the next was in 1846, which is the next nomination. So, he was nominated again. But just because, I don't know whether everyone knows or not, as US follows what we call the term of election, which is rotating term, which is, for example, if one already is in a post, they will not be able to be in the post again, as they will be changing the other post. Which means Lincoln was nominated again, and John J. Hardy, unfortunately, after his 2 years of service, he is retired. So, after trying hard, he came back strongly and somehow he managed to win. Then he was the United States House of Representatives for the years 1847 till 1849, where he had lots of, where he produced lots of social services. And then he also, one of his achievements was he spoke out against the Mexican-American War, which one of the war which occurs between Mexican and American to conquer some of the lands in their countries. And next, Lincoln was also a prairie lawyer, he was actually a law student, but as his interest was in politics, so he seemed to be a politician, and after a few years, he had the idea to came back to be a lawyer. So, just because he had lack of experience, he appeared in country seats in the mid-state regions. For example, he will go with other lawyers just to see some of the cases. And as it was stated, he has handled many transportation cases. It was appeared in for example, as was stated in justification, he appeared in 175 cases. But as a sole counsel, he was in 51 of those cases. And he managed to win 31 of them.
Around the year 1854, there was a lot, everyone was, especially the black peoples were the slaves of the remarkable peoples, and at that time Abraham Lincoln stood for the opposition of the slavery, and he was in the nomination for the Illinois legislature. He was also elected, but he declined because of the slavery cases. He proposed that that slavery shouldn't exist, but the law and everything was not passed. That's why he declined the legislative seats. And then again, he saw the election for the United States Senate. The Senate election was the upper level election. There, that one used to be the parliament election, but that one was Abraham Lincoln was not that much of popular at that time because, and that's why he was rejected. And the next one is presidency. Around 1860, Abraham Lincoln stood up very, very strongly and nominated for the president election of the Senate, and then he won. And then he was declared as the 16th president of the United States, and he was the first president from the Republican Party. And during that time, there was a civil war because of the slavery, and he was the one who won for the Republican Party.
Good evening, everybody. I'll keep this part very brief because it's a contribution, but it wasn't a major contribution like the previous one stated. So basically, greenbacks currency is just a fancy word for US dollar bill. The bill that we see in the movies, so we go to their country, we use that currency. That is what we call as greenbacks currency. There was a time when, during the Civil War, gold and silver coins were used for a mode of transactions. This was not really used by the allies. So it was a very difficult method of getting weapons or handling material, right? Because since gold and silver had value to it, it was very easily stolen and converted into other materials like jewelry and all. So greenback paper currency was also introduced as a form of currency from the government. Because in the US, especially in the 1800s, the currencies were made from, they were by the private banks in America. So let's say in today's world of example, it's like Maybank having their own currency. So let's say one day Maybank fails and they are bankrupt themselves, the currency that you have will not carry any value at all. And also since they monopolized the entire currency market, their interest rate for loans were very high. They were between 36% to 54%. So for every $1 that you borrowed, you have to pay around 50 cents of interest. So this made the lower earning population to go even more lower. So in this way, the equality of currency was introduced, and this shows that he was actually thinking for the nation. He wasn't being the boss, he was being the leader, because he was actually doing this to help the lower income population of the country.
Hello. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth on Good Friday, April 14, 1869, while attending a play at Ford's Theatre, as the American Civil War was drawing to a close. Booth was a well-known actor and a Confederate spy from Maryland. In 1864, Booth formulated a plan to kidnap Lincoln to rescue the Confederate prisoners. After attending a speech in which Lincoln promoted voting rights for the blacks, and incensed Booth changed his plans and became determined to assassinate the president. During play, Lincoln's bodyguard John Parker left Ford's Theater during intermission to drink at the saloon next door. The now unguarded president sat in a state box in the balcony. Seizing the opportunity, Booth aimed at the back of Lincoln's head and fired. After being on the run for 12 days, Booth was killed by the army force. Now let's have a look about memory and memorials of Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's portrait appears on 2 denominations of United States currency. His likeness also appears on many postage stamps, and he also has been memorialized in many towns and cities, including the capital of Nebraska. There was also the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln exhibit in Disneyland and Hall of Presidents at Walt Disney World, which had to do with Walt Disney admiring Lincoln since he was a little boy.
For the conclusion, let us go to the poster we made. Abraham Lincoln was, we all know already, he was the 16th president of US, and he was a prairie lawyer. And the main thing he was well known for the freed of the slavery, and lastly he was assassinated. And here his well-known quotes, like nearly all men can stand adversely. First, if you want to test a man's character, give him the power. Other one, whatever you are, be a good one. And those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. So that's all for presentation.
Why Lincoln disagreed with the Negro slavery? Why Lincoln disagreed with the Negro slavery?
You mean black people slavery, sir? It's because they're humans like us as well. Why do you want to choose them to be the slaves just because they are darker than you? Well, maybe when they have equal rights for education like you, they can be the same level as you. If you are the same level with them, would you like to be their slave because you're better than them? See, something like that. It's unfair.
So the white people used to torture the black people.
Okay.
That's why.
So,
And sir, Lincoln was also poor at the time. When he was a child, he was also poor. And when he was growing up, while he was growing up throughout his life, he has seen so many people who is poor and who they are black at the time. So he felt that he should do something for a change for them.
so how Lincoln, what Lincoln done in order to abolish the Negro slavery? What Lincoln done?
First, he started by giving citizenship to those who were qualified. The qualification was basic education, the kindergarten, ABC, and 1, 2, 3, and also fluent American English. So once they were given citizenship, they had the rights for education, primary, secondary, and upper level education. So that is how they had more professionals in their group of people, like doctors, teachers. So that way, most of them were already out of slavery because they themselves were professionals.
During that time, president is not the most powerful, and he can anytime give the citizenship to everyone. We still have to pass the law in the parliament.
Congress, America is Congress.
So how he is actually overcome that problem?
He was also the advisor at the time, being the president. So he did not personally give them citizenship. He only managed to give a process for them to apply for citizenship to those who are qualified, not just everyone.
Why the Civil War is happened when he is the president?
No, it happened before he was president.
is the what Lincoln done? How is it actually inspire others? What is the inspiration that Lincoln is actually give to other people after his work?
The main thing is the human equality.
Sorry?
Human equality.
No, the floor, any other question? No, thank you.
By studying the subject Unilife, I've learned how to work in a group, accept suggestions from other people, and also change ideas. So this has, for me, I feel like this has improved my skills in studying and taking down notes and overall understanding of the subject.
I would like to talk about the reflection about uni life, and I would like to say that it is really helpful for me and for my friends, where we learn like what is university life like, and what are we supposed to do and not supposed to do, and we know about the pros and cons of the subject, and also for our life in university is like consider a guidance for us throughout our university life for us to succeed and to become someone one day in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.
From this course, the main thing I have learned is how to manage time in university life, like making a timetable for our daily life, like what time we should wake up and what time we should go to sleep, and making a schedule at what time we can study and do the assignment, also the homework. Beside this, I have learned is how to work in a group to complete a project, like choosing the suitable group leader and sharing knowledge about the assignment with each other.
In the university life course, actually I have come to know the main thing, how to take the notes and how to focus on the study areas. Actually, we all know how to take notes, but from this course I have learned the effective way to take the notes and how to concentrate on the study that we cannot focus easily.
From the course University Life, I have learned so many things. For me, the most important thing I have learned that is how to build and use the self-knowledge, improvement of our personal skill, and how to maximize recall power to succeed during the test. Another most important thing that I have understand from this course, that is how to allocate time for the answering all the questions during the examination period and within the time frame. Thanks.
The most important thing I've learned from this uni life subject is about time management and money management, which I think is very important to students like me. And also it helps me to develop study skills and thinking skills to achieve success in education. By doing this assignment too, I also have developed my interpersonal skills such as speaking, listening, as well as working together with friends in a group by motivating each other.
Actually, well, from this course, I have learned about management, such like how to plan, lead, organize, and control my plans in order and accurately without any barriers. By doing group work, I have learned how to interact with a group of friends when it's come for a group discussion and understand the attitude. That's all from me, thank you.
Through this University Life course, I have learned a few things which are very important to me as a student and also in my future life. Some of them are smart studying techniques, time management, and decision making. From our group assignment, the key point that I have learned is teamwork, which is one of the most important criteria in a team to complete a task successfully. Thank you.